And we're recording for the library. Hey, Mum is in the library. It's me and Elizabeth. And Elizabeth is right now out on her deck. And it's like sunny. And it's just like, I'm so jealous. I'm in the basement and it's cold and rainy outside. So I get to live vicariously through Elizabeth. So we're starting seated right now, and just straight away, let's just notice how we're sitting and where the pelvis is while we're sitting. And if you need to kind of pull in a cushion or something to get your pelvis to roll forward slightly, you want to feel tailbone kind of lifted, and you want to feel the crown of your head lifting up towards the ceiling, shoulders dropping down and relaxing. And beginning to breathe all the way down into your pelvic bowl. So feel for the breath expanding down through your ribs, down through your diaphragm, your belly, and perhaps you can feel expansion down in your pelvic floor. And so that as you exhale, you can feel a contraction happening from the pelvic floor up through the belly. And if you can't feel that immediately, try shh as you exhale, and that can sometimes help to engage the transverse abdominals. That will help to hug in from the pelvic floor up to your belly. Let's reach the hands out and up as you inhale. Send the palms, clasped palms, up towards the ceiling and stretch, bringing the elbows in towards the ears. And a gentle tick-tock side to side. It doesn't have to be too big, just kind of gentle, subtle tick-tock side to side. And then back to center and float your hands back down to the floor. Shoulders come up to your ears, and then inhale, hold them there. And then exhale, squeeze the shoulders behind you and down your spine. And then back to neutral. So shoulders up to the ears. I'll show from the side. Squeeze behind and then down. Shoulder blades go down the spine. One more time. Shoulders up to the ears. Squeeze. Inhale. Then behind and exhale. Roll them back down the spine. Let's come to hands and knees. And once you're in hands and knees, we'll come straight to forearms, because I know Elizabeth doesn't, we don't want to put too much pressure on wrists, but you can spread your hands, spread your palms, your fingers out as wide as they'll go. Press your wrists down towards the floor. Check that your elbows are under your shoulders, and start cat-cowing, letting your head drop down towards the floor and rounding the spine, spreading the shoulder blades, and then lifting the head. Not cranking the neck. We don't need to lift the chin all the way up. Just keep the head in line with the neck is parallel with the floor. And then spreading the shoulder blades as you exhale and drop the head down. And then inhale, pressing into your palms, into your wrists as you lift the head back up again and squeeze the shoulders together. Exhale, round. Inhale, arching the spine. Check in with your hips and your pelvis, and can you also be really tucking your pelvis down, getting the pubic bone towards the ribs and the tailbone down towards the floor as you round. And then inhale, lifting the tailbone and sending the pubic bone back. So your whole pelvis is rocking forwards and backwards as well. And then up to your hands and knees, please. So up to tabletop. We're going to do a pose called wheel. So the way wheel works is, and it's not your usual wheel, we round the lower back and drop to the tailbone and send the hips back towards the heels and ragdoll the upper half of your body. So you kind of drag the upper half of your body back towards your heels and then come forward back into your tabletop. And then drop the tailbone, rounding the lower back, really exaggerating that, and just ragdolling the upper half of your body, letting it be loose as your hips go back towards your heels. Let me watch you. Feel like you got that back to your hands and knees. arching the spine as you come back to your hands and knees, and then rounding the low back. Really focus on the low back and relax your arms, let your head hang. So all of the work is happening in your low back. And then inhale forward. And then round the lower back, sending the hips back to the heels. Really relax the upper half of your body. And back to tabletop, please. Let's bring the right leg out to the side with the right foot, the toes are pointing forward. Left hand is under the left shoulder in front of the left knee, and right arm can reach up. So I think you're doing more of a side plank, Elizabeth. So I moved around to the side so you could see me, but the right leg is out, directly out from the left knee. Yeah, there you go. So then you're creating this spinal twist. And you can exhale down, thread the needle, send the right hand behind the left arm, and then up again as you inhale. And then exhale down. One more time up. Rinse the right wrist out, hand rolling around in one direction and the other direction. And then bringing the right foot back in and the right knee under the right hip, and then the left leg out to the left. Right hand under right shoulder. You got it, mama. And left hand up, looking up towards the left thumb or out just to the left side. Exhale, thread the needle down and through. Inhale, lift back up again. And down as you exhale. Inhale up, and then one more time. And rinse out the left wrist. Left hand back down to the floor, left leg under your left hip, and let's bring the right foot out in front this time. So it's kind of like a runner's lunge-ish. It looks like you've got some nice soft flooring out there. It's not too hard. You want to put a cushion under your knee from the chair? It's okay? All right. So we're doing a little more twisting-ish. Let's bring the right hand down by the right hip, and left hand reaches up. Have we got a little mini yogi? So right hand is down by the right hip, left hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Press the right heel into the floor, dropping both hips down, leaning back slightly. See if you can take your weight back slightly so that we're not in that right quad. And that feeling of reaching the right hand down as the left hand reaches up is creating this kind of traction through the spine. And then left hand floats down. Both hands reaching up, please, and clasp the hands again and push them up towards the ceiling. Pressing into the right foot. Legs are squeezing together, so there's a sense of squeezing in and drawing up from your core. Maybe do a little shh to engage the transverse abdominals. You're such a good mama. Doing your yoga and your momming at the same time. And we'll relax the arms back down to your sides and switch sides. My little ones climb to the top of my hubby's pull-up bar. Did she bang her head? Mamas, if you bring your left hand down by the left hip and right hand up towards the ceiling. Feeling for the legs squeezing together. Hugging your body just as a mama would hug her baby. Really reaching through and twinkling those right fingers and drawing the left hand down. And float the right hand down. Reach both hands up and clasp those hands in a non-habitual way. Press palms up. Squeeze legs together. Draw ribs down towards hips. And float arms back down to your sides. And back to hands and knees. And we'll just take a mini down dog. If down dog isn't feeling good, then perhaps a dolphin is your friend. So forearms on the ground, knees under hips, and then onto the balls of your feet and lift the knees up. And Elizabeth, I see you. I see you're catching up. You're a good mama. 5 breaths in either down dog or dolphin. And what I'm looking for while you're here is, can you tuck your ribs towards your hips, really spreading your shoulder blades out, and relax your belly. Just relax your belly. We're told for so long to suck our belly in. We're not sucking anything in. We're letting the ribs align with the hips. We're lifting the tailbone, spreading the sits bones, and letting belly relax. Exhale to contract the belly. Inhale to relax it. One more breath. And bring the knees back down to the floor. And let's come to standing. Take your time coming up. I'm feeling a lot of shoulder release happening today. We're going to bring the hands out and up like zombie style. And then clasp the fingers the non-habitual way. Send the palms up. Grounding through your heels, grounding through, draw your ribs. See if you can draw your ribs down, Elizabeth, so that you're not creating like a back. Yeah, and then like your core is so strong. And maybe we need to bring the hands down, like unclasp the hands and bring them a little bit lower, perhaps more like 75 degrees. Palms facing each other. And let's sit down in a chair. Bum goes back. Yeah. You don't have to go down too far. Check in with what happens with your ribs when you do that. A lot of us do these ones, so I want us to not come down too far. I want the ribs to kind of stay connected to the tops of the hips. Yeah. That's how we strengthen the deep core muscles. And we're going to do a little bit of balance work, so maybe you can lift one heel up and then drop it down. Lift the other heel up and drop it down, and have a go at lifting both heels up and then drop both heels down slowly. Nice. And both heels up and then drop it down. Hands come down and behind you, sweep them behind, straighten your legs, stand up, hands up. Inhale, exhale, bending the knees, sit down in your chair, hands down to that 75 degrees, up onto the balls of your feet. Exhale, heels down, arms back, and then inhale, stand up. Keeping the ribs connected to the tops of your hips the whole time. Sit down in your chair. Up on your balls of your feet, heels up, heels down, and then behind with your hands, sweep them back, and then standing up. And float your hands back down to your sides. If you have a block, I'd love for you to have it between your legs at this point. If no block, then, and you're interested in doing the full eagle pose, then that is totally available to you as well. Do you have something you can squeeze between your legs, Elizabeth? Blockish? So block option is for mamas with blocks. We're just going to be sitting back into that chair while we do eagle arms. For mamas who don't have a block, and we can do a little bit of balancing, we'll bend the knees like we did before in our chair. Come up onto the ball of the right foot, heel lifts, and then we can cross that leg over the top and wrap it around behind if you would really like to, and squeeze the legs really tight, hands out to the sides, and then right arm under left arm into eagle, lifting elbows up. You got it. Breathing, drawing the ribs down towards the top of your hips. So the front of your ribs is pulling in. Imagine your tailbone lifting slightly without your bum moving back. Breathe and smile. Don't watch your toddler walking around. Release the arms, release the legs. Standing up nice and straight, close your eyes and just take a moment to feel. Feeling your Shakti, your prana pulsing through your body. And bending the knees again. If you're doing the block between your legs, then you just hold the block between your legs. But if not, onto the ball of the left foot, and then wrapping the left leg around the right leg. If that just feels like totally like it's not going to happen, just go back to the block. Or you can just cross the leg over and keep the toes of the left foot touching the floor. Arms out to the sides, and then left under right. And if the arms aren't clasping, the hands aren't clasping, remember you can always just hold on to your shoulders and lift your elbows. Squeeze those legs together, Elizabeth. Squeeze. Draw the front of the ribs down towards the hips. Elbows lift up. I love your pants. They're so shiny. One more breath. And slowly release the hands and release the legs, straighten. Take a moment to feel in Tadasana. Now we're going to make our way down to the floor now. So then so that we can start to, and good time for a jacket, come down to the floor. And I've noticed I know your shoulders and neck just must be so tight, and I really want you to have a massage. But one thing I want you to think, what I'm going to do with you is do some contraction of the shoulders, and we're going to lie down to do it, because I know like when you have a tight neck, the tendency is to try and just kind of stretch it out. Whereas one of the things that I've learned through my yoga practice is that if you're able to contract the muscle, you can actually kind of, confuse it to release and relax, but also you just kind of give it a chance to relax, and it kind of releases on its own. So let's do that. Let's come down to the floor. And let me think. Yeah, come down to the floor and lie on your back, knees bent. And bring your hands, the backs of your hands onto the floor by the sides of your head. And what I would like to encourage you to do is actually move your whole head. So your head's attached to the floor, it's stuck to the floor. We're not rolling it from side to side or anything. I want you to take the back of your head and bring your whole ear, your left ear towards your left shoulder, and then draw your left shoulder up towards your left ear. So I'll talk you through that again. So you're lying flat on the ground. The back, that flat back of the back of your head is there. is going to stay on the ground. You're not rolling it from side to side. And bring the backs of your hands to the floor, either side of your head, so that you've kind of got cactus arms a little bit. Yep, there you go. And then draw your right ear towards your left ear towards your left shoulder. And the left shoulder also hunches up towards the left ear. So the whole head is kind of contracted over to the left. And meanwhile, the right arm can stretch up and then bend, then come back down to cactus. See if you can keep the arm on the floor. So right arm reaches up on the back of the hand on the floor and then back down to cactus. And then relax the right arm and just stay here for a couple more breaths, feeling really weird. Contracting that left, we're focusing on the left side of your neck and shoulders right now. Contracting the left ear towards the left shoulder, the left shoulder drawing up towards the left ear. And relaxing, letting the right shoulder out of the equation. The right shoulder has nothing to do. The right side of your neck has nothing to do. Let's try for 2 to 3 more breaths, breathing into your diaphragm, feeling your ribs expanding to the sides and contracting back together as you breathe out. Allow the backs of your hands to be heavy. The backs of your arms are heavy. The back of your head is heavy. On your next breath in, gently release your left shoulder, relax it, and then gently guide your head back to center, back to neutral. Draw your knees in towards your belly and then move them away. So keeping your hands on the tops of your knees, move your knees in towards your belly and then away from your belly. Really gentle. Close your eyes and maybe notice any differences from the left side of your body to the right. And then feet back on the floor. Backs of the hands on the floor, just beside your head, so kind of somewhat cactusy. And slowly move the right ear towards the right shoulder and right shoulder up towards the right ear until they're connected and they feel really awkward. And I'll show you again in case that just needs a visual cue. So it's kind of like this feeling of really, and we're not aiming for stretch through the left side, we're aiming for contraction through the right side. So it's this, you're lying down, come back on your back. And I'm just showing kind of that motion of bringing the right ear down towards the right shoulder and right shoulder coming up towards the right ear, really kind of hunching it up and in there. And then with the left arm still on the ground, we're going to go from cactus to straightening the arm above your head, back to cactus. So left arm going up, stretching up, and then drawing back down again. Up above the head. Yeah. And then back down to cactus. Keeping that right ear and right shoulder as closely connected and hunched in together as you can. Relax the left arm, just letting it be in whatever pose feels good, whether that's cactus or just flat out, straight out to the side. And your work here is to just concentrate on the contraction in the right side. Allowing the backs of your hands to be heavy. Allowing your breath to move really smoothly down into your diaphragm, your base of your ribs. Expanding your ribs to the sides as you breathe in and contracting the ribs as you breathe out. Noticing as your left side might be gently relaxing. We just want the left side to know that it has nothing to do right now. No work. Everything is supported. You're on the floor. You're safe. There's no baby to hold right now. There's no drama to deal with right now. You can smile gently if you like, and you might feel some more release happening through your jaw, through your neck, maybe just through your face, and that's important too. Even just a little Mona Lisa sarcastic smile can make a huge difference. Let the back of your left shoulder be heavy on the floor, the back of your left hand. And on your next breath in, release the right shoulder down and then bring your head back to center. Draw your knees into your belly. Upasana, knees in, and then stretching the arms as the knees move away from the belly. Drawing them in and reaching them away. Exhale in, inhale away. Bring the soles of your feet back down to the ground. Palms of your hands are open towards the ceiling. The backs of your hands are on the floor. And just feel. One more pose before we Savasana. I'd like you to lift your knees up and keep the soles of your feet or the sides of your feet kind of kissing. And we're going to draw some circles with our knees. So hands on the tops of your kneecaps, keeping your feet together, and knees go out to the side and then close together. So can you kind of go out and then in, like we're kind of stirring a pot like that? Yeah, out and in. And then go in the other direction. And now do a couple of rounds super, super slow, like super, super slow motion. One whole round in slow motion in one direction and then super slow motion in the other direction. And then soles of your feet come to the ground. We're doing a little bridge flow, and then we can Shavasana. So let's put feet, grounding the feet into the floor and lifting the hips just an inch off the ground. Then lifting the arms up and over your head. The hands might touch the floor above your head. And then exhale, hands up and over and down towards your sides, and then your hips will come down to the floor. Inhale, hips up, hands up and over your head. Exhale, hands back up and over your head towards your hips, and hips back down to the floor. You got it. Slow it down. You might bring your hips up a little higher. Keep your hands by your sides the next time they get there. And then lifting the hips back up again, coming as high into bridge as feels comfortable for you. Keep the knees squeezing towards each other so they don't start splaying out. Yeah, nice one, Elizabeth. Feel for your knees, or your quads, I should say, kind of stretching. Your knees are moving away from your hips. Your hip flexors are nice and open. Grounding through your heels. Lift your toes and spread them. Feel length in your lower back. And if you would like to, we can put weight into the right foot and bring the left heel off the ground, just onto the ball of just say weight into the right foot, and then heel of the left foot off the ground. And that might be enough for you. And then drop the left heel, and then weight into left foot, right heel lifts off the ground. So we're kind of like walking the feet one at a time. And if you would like to take it up a notch, weight in the left foot, right foot can lift up, touch the ceiling, and then right foot can come back down. Weight into the right foot, left foot lifts up, pushes into the ceiling, and then back down. Or you can just put weight into left foot, weight into right foot, weight into left foot. And notice what's happening in your shoulders as you do this. Can you really be kind of relaxing your shoulders and making your legs do this work? So either lifting the left heel and then grounding it, and lifting right heel. And then slowly bring your hips back down to the ground. Oh yeah, feels good. Soles of the feet can come together, and Baddha Konasana, knees out to the sides. Allow that little arch in your lower back to do whatever it's going to do. But can you draw the ribs down towards the hips so that you still feel like you have that deep core connection? And if this feels really, really, really good, uh-oh, baby got the phone. This feels really good and you want to stay here, then we are doing Savasana. So if Elizabeth, if you need to run with baby, I get it. That's all good. You go. We'll see you next time. So set up with your Baddha Konasana, with your blocks or cushions underneath your knees, and soles of the feet are still together. And that's your Baddha Konasana. I really want the knees to be supported so that your pelvic floor, your legs, your groin, your inner thighs, everything we've been working today can relax. And if you'd rather just straighten your legs in your Shavasana, palms open to the ceiling, and just surrender to gravity that way, then do it, mama. And if you need to run off because there's a toddler that needs your attention, then also do that. But please, please, please try and find some time to get your legs up the wall for 5 to 10 minutes at some point today. It's so hard to make that time, but it's just so important. So settle into your Shavasana. I'm going to leave you wherever you are, wherever you need to go, so that you can relax and not have me annoying you or in your space, although I'm sure you love listening to the sound of my voice while you're in Shavasana. But I want you to listen to your voice while you're in Shavasana. It's relaxing and being with you, being with yourself, being in your body as much as you can with all of the craziness happening around you. I love you. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for doing your yoga today. Relax, mama. Namaste.